The European project GAINN4MOS Sustainable LNG Operations for Ports and Shipping Innovative Pilot Actions, coordinated by the Fundación Valenciaport and co-funded by the European Union's Connecting Europe Facility Programme, is a market-sided innovation action within the global project called GAINN. The GAINN Global Project aims at supporting EU member states' policymakers, ports and ship owners operating in the EU Atlantic and Mediterranean countries to comply with MARPOL Annex 6 and Directive on the sulfur content of marine fuels in the most efficient way, by facilitating the growth of the use of LNG as a marine fuel in the maritime and ports logistics industry, and to comply with the Directive on the deployment of alternative fuels infrastructure. In particular, GAINN4MOS aims to improve the motorways of the sea network in 6 member states: Spain, France, Croatia, Italy, Portugal and Slovenia, by carrying out 17 engineering studies on ship retrofitting and/or new buildings, port LNG infrastructures and bunkering stations, 11 of which will be developed as prototypes, 4 LNG retrofitted or new-built prototype vessels, and 7 LNG bunkering stations at core ports. More specifically, the 4 LNG prototype vessels will be the retrofitting of MV Corvo general cargo vessel by Mutualista Açoriana, the retrofitting of Spa Banca 40 bunkering barge by Boluda, the retrofitting of a port tugboat by the Port Authority of Leixões, and the retrofitting or new building of a PAX or RoPax ship by the Italian Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport. Furthermore, this project will foster greener, safer and sustainable maritime transport by reducing operational costs associated with fuel consumption on average by 30% and will reduce CO2 emissions by 20% and sulfur emissions by 80% with the retrofitting or new building of the 4 prototype vessels mentioned. In addition, GAINN4MOS will contribute to the development of the European Union LNG and maritime industry and shipyards, hiring more than 300 employees during the project development. On the port side, bunkering stations will be built to supply LNG to ships and trucks and to supply LNG to satellite stations along the Atlantic and Mediterranean coast. LNG bunkering stations will be piloted in the ports of Koper, Venezia and La Spezia, and LNG brake bulking systems will be built at the ports of Nantes, Saint-Nazaire and Fos-Marseille by LNG. Other actions linked to GAINN4MOS are GAINN4Core, GAINN4Ship Innovation and Core LN Gas Hive, where additional LNG bunkering stations will be piloted and built in Spain and Italy, and more ship prototypes will be developed. This project began in January 2015 and will finish in 2019. 20 partners participate in GAINN4MOS, among which are public entities such as port authorities and ministries, as well as private partners dealing with the LNG industry and maritime sector. GAINN4MOS Sustainable LNG Operations for Ports and Shipping Innovative Pilot Actions.